Hello, hello, hello. This is SEIJIHITO here to work on being more consistent with these live streams. So, as we can clearly see, not sure if some of you guys are on X or are aware of what took place within the last, I want to say maybe 24 hours. Not sure. But you had Bernice King step in online, which she should not have ever have had to do, and had to directly tell Sexy Red, who is a female rap artist who I have done quite a few videos on over time. She had to come out and tell her that, hey, you doing these types of using this, this AI generated whatnot, whatever, you doing this is very disrespectful to my father, right? She stated that this is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who is not here to respond himself because he was assassinated for working for your civil and human rights and to end war and poverty, right? So you had some other people. Sexy Red, she did come out a little bit later and she stated that you ain't wrong, never meant to disrespect your family. My apologies. Just reposted something I saw and thought was innocent. So the photo is clearly in the middle where somebody did a AI image of Sexy Red and Martin Luther King Jr. holding hands, dancing, right? So again, I want to just put out there that somewhat immediately you had Sexy Red come out there and apologize, right? Directly to Bernice King. The issue happens to be with the generation growing up with Sexy Red and deciding that they want to speak up for her and try to say that Bernice King took it way too far, wanted to tell her that it's not that serious. And to me, that's crazy. You literally have guys in the comment section going through this whole roundabout trying to defend Sexy Red, even though Sexy Red apologized and said that she didn't mean any type of harm. This is why, a lot of fans out here, some people consider fans very toxic. You have a lot of them that don't know better when it deals with a lot of things. And this further shows it. You have one person that said this. I'm sorry, it doesn't sit right with me that she chose to publicly call out specifically Sexy Red. Like, this is really anywhere close to the most offensive Dr. King has been portrayed. It's honestly going against what her father was fighting for. That's crazy. That's diabolical. You have somebody else that actually said something. I have to zoom in. Actually, let me make my OBS a little bit larger. Just a little bit. You have another person. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let me just do it this way. Person to the side that wanted to say this about Martin Luther King said that Martin Luther King used to move around just like Sexy Red. Sounds about right to me. So you have people that choose and that decide to believe a narrative of Martin Luther King wanting to quote unquote be around with different women, right? But before we get directly into all of that disrespectful nonsense, and again, this is something that you've had a lot of people. Now, I want to say there's a specific bunch that wanted to throw this narrative directly out there and that wanted to try to muddy up the name of Dr. King for whatever purposes, right? And again, this is completely disrespectful. It is distasteful to his legacy and for people to want to try to smear his name and throw all of these things directly out there, which are 100% negative. But let's go to a little bit more of the negativity.
Hi, it's Odyssey. We're back at KOD, and we're gonna go around and ask the girls a couple more questions and see what their responses are gonna be. Who do you think would have tipped better, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Malcolm, he was a street like.
But Martin loved them hoes. You ain't know that. Girl, I did it. Oh, girl, he do.
But Malcolm, because yeah, I'm gonna go with Malcolm.
Malcolm X, because he loves his black women.
Okay, all right, there it is.
Malcolm. Malcolm. Sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, Malcolm probably would have been spending them racks. Malcolm would have probably been spending them racks. I love Martin. That's my but Malcolm, he probably been, hey baby girl.
Yeah. Malcolm X.
Everybody else say that.
I don't know. I feel like Martin Luther King, they were locked in. Him and his wife.
Who? 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 They don't know. Martin love them women. I'll just say that. Martin love them women. I say Martin Luther King because a lot of people don't know Martin love them hoes. Okay, he really did.
Martin Luther King. Even though I rock with Malcolm, I think that Martin Luther King would just, be like, here, let me bless you real quick.
MLK, I'll sing Martin. Why? Because Martin was about peace. He was about equality. MLK, if I really was to, press him about my money, he gonna be like, okay, how much you think I need? He seemed like he'll better be a better simp.
So, and you heard the last one. I don't even know what was even going on there. All of these women here decided to speak on Malcolm X, and again, these are prominent figures in the Black community dealing with civil rights and everything. And you heard how it is that they referred to those Black men, right, disrespectfully. And the last one decided that she wanted to say, like, oh, well, if I decided to press MLK about my money, meaning that she wanted her money now, it would just be whatever. She feel like he would be a very good simp. That's some diabolical work. Like I said, I don't know who's educating. I don't know where anybody's getting their education from. I don't know what streets or back buildings people are raised from. But this is crazy. To literally see women out here speaking about these figures in such a way, like it's not like we're talking about people who were imaginary that never existed. These were people that actually walked, that actually lived, that actually breathed, that have families, everything. And this is, in a sense, what you think of them as a whole. No matter the sacrifices that they've made, no matter the untold amount of lives that they may have changed, this is pretty much what they think of those great men. And like I said, it's ridiculous. And this is what happens when you leave a certain type of culture, like what you were able to see, completely unchecked. That means that you will just have random women directly out here deciding that they want to talk as disrespectfully as they can about these men who have sacrificed and done way more than they've ever done in their lives. It's crazy. It is 100% diabolical how this works. Now let's go to the next step, right? Which is this one right here. Because you had some of the women there that wanted to say that, oh, Martin Luther King, he loved other women and all these other types of things. But let's just look what it says directly on the side. It says Coretta Scott King had a gut feeling that MLK was loyal despite the FBI findings, because you had the government literally working any which way to try to disassemble any type of credibility. You can go with planting evidence, what have you. The moment in time that you have people willing to go out and believe a narrative that the government sold is diabolical and is crazy. 100% crazy. So you have Coretta Scott, who has 100% faith in her husband, but everybody else, after this man has passed, after everything that is gone through, you've had people that literally tried to blow up his house, right? After all of that, after all of those narratives, you're like, yeah, we're going to believe the government. We're going to believe that Martin Luther King was not faithful at all. We're going to believe that he was just out here just doing whatever it is that he wanted to. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I said before, it doesn't matter what transpires or how it happens. Somehow, some way, people will believe a narrative, or they will find a narrative that is suitable for them to come at a black man in a negative light. Like I said, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King are not here. They can't defend themselves. The main people who are here are their daughters, and those are the main ones that are defending them at this moment in time. right? Or at least, a family member, female family member. Again, you can look at the bottom. Martin Luther. I don't even know how she said that. Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife with supposedly Caucasian women, and then she said an expletive. So you can just pretty much put that together, how she put it and how she referenced Martin Luther King. Again, it's crazy. It's crazy the narratives that people want to say, but the funniest thing is any of these women speaking would never say that to the female relatives that are still existing, that are, in a sense, living in both Malcolm and MLK's honor. They would never say that. They would never say it to the family, but they will run their mouths on social media or on video for whatever purpose. And I'm pretty sure any of the women that's talking this type of way about MLK and Malcolm X, I'm pretty sure they're not getting paid for the interview. I'm pretty sure they're not getting paid. They're probably working in some club somewhere, just to be real. Looking at how they were looking and how it is that they were talking, they probably working at a club somewhere. Again, 100% disrespectful. The mouths that people got when it is that they want to speak on somebody. But again, this is a, live stream dealing with things that are left unchecked. So we're going to go to something else that was left unchecked. And this is something that I brought to you guys earlier on during the week, where you had a woman, Black American woman. She was crying because she was in Nigeria and the land that she invested money in was pretty much done for, and there was no way to recoup. So to anybody else out there that is thinking of investing money or wants to invest money, I'm not going to tell you not to. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with your money. I'm just going to tell you to be very cautious, and I want you to listen to what this African woman is specifically saying.
Okay, all you African American that are moving to Nigeria, I don't understand. You guys went to Nigeria for visits, for vacation. You experienced all the bubbling and all the craziness that is going on in Nigeria, and you realize that that is the type of life that you want to move. That is what you want to do. That is where you want to relocate. If anybody who has a Nigerian breed, Nigerian blood, is doing that, we will understand, because at some point they will fit in. But for you guys, already you guys are very proud and pompous living in your own country. Now you pack your bag and baggages, you relocate to Nigeria. One of you has been duped. One of you is on internet crying and saying that she packed all her bag and baggages, all her hard-earned money, relocated to Nigeria, bought lands, and everything, all her money went down the drain. The people that are over you and beyond you that has that money, they've done it to invest in Nigeria. They did not come out with anything. But you guys decided that you wanted to relocate to Nigeria. When Davido said it on social media that African American moving back to Nigeria, you guys cannot survive because your life is not built for Nigeria. You were reading comment section when he was being bashed. And the people already know that he was saying the truth. You guys' life is not built, it's not meant for Nigeria. Nigeria has laws, but it doesn't work. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. And I'm very sure that you are not going to be the part of the people that Nigerian law is going to work for. You guys had better rethink, because a lot of you now are on social media and saying that, oh, we pay every month in America. In Nigeria, they pay yearly. It's so cheap to live in Nigeria. Wait. Una eyes go clear. Una eyes go pale. You all will learn. You will learn in a hard way. You have no Nigerian blood flowing and running in you. You have no Nigerian system flowing and running in you. Even we, that we are from Nigeria, we are thinking it through 3, 4, 5 times over before we make that decision. We are even yet to make that decision. And you just think that all your life in America, born and bred in America, you now want to carry your everything that you have.
So we were able to hear that. Pretty much, I'm just going to sum it up. She don't care. She's saying it is what it is. You came to Nigeria, you got scammed. This is pretty much what happens, right? And again, the only thing I can tell for a lot of Black Americans here is that y'all just got to be careful. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. I'm not going to tell you where to spend your money. I'm just going to tell you, hopefully, you're wise enough not to end up like the Black American woman that was standing there in front of the African media, local African media, and, the reporters. Because, like I said, nothing's going to be done. I don't think she's going to get anything back. And at this moment in time, you have quite a few different countries, outside countries, that are coming into Africa, buying up all types of land. And again, Africa is going to, do for self. They're going to sell directly to the highest bidder. And if they can get a little bit of extra money on the side by way of, scamming you, they're going to decide to do that. That just is what it is. And it's funny how the woman wanted to talk about that, they have laws there. Yeah, you got certain laws. It's really no laws there to not attack, to protect the Black American populace that decides to come there and be like, hey, this is Africa. I heard about you guys. I want to invest. I want to help out. I want to start a business. I want to formulate a bridge. Like I said, this is how a lot of bridges get burned. And these are the stories that a lot of people don't happen to talk about when they mention the investing and all of this other type of stuff. Like I said, hey, and this is why I brought you guys the other video where the African woman, she was honest. She was braiding her hair in her room or her bathroom, and she was being honest. She was like, Africans come to take. No matter where they go, they come to take. They don't come to build. They don't come to uplift. They don't come to do anything else. They come to take. They come to do for self. That is it. No matter where they go, that is the whole mission. That is the whole goal. Take, 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 take. So you got Black Americans who are there at this moment in time, and more than likely they're getting taken advantage of. It is what it is. People just, again, as I've stated before, have to be very, very careful. Have to be very careful. So something else that was left unchecked, dealing with Black Americans and how it is that we are seeing around the world. I'm going to go to a short clip by a guy by the name of Adonis, who is from the United States, born and raised in New York, and he decided to uproot to go to the UK so that he could do these street interviews with the UK, because I'm not going to specifically say Black, because people don't like that, with the melanated populace of the UK. And this is one of the clips he saw online that he responded to.
Prioritize American content. Number one, y'all always in our fucking business. Three, y'all want to be like us. Come on, let's call a fucking spade a spade. Number four, y'all bite off our shit. Y'all just fucking little mini sons of us. And yeah, I'ma say it. Yeah, I'ma start some shit. I don't care. Because y'all some fucking haters. Y'all some fucking American xenophobic haters.
Imagine going on a tangent while you prove exactly our point. Main character syndrome is real.
Imagine labeling us as main character syndrome, but your next post is looking like
Donald
this.
Trump and his administration.
Jokes write themselves. Oh yeah, I don't go for a win, but you could get it too, big fella. So it's very interesting. Like, aren't you Australian? What does Donald Trump have to do with you? Why are you talking about an American woman who's talking her grievances about how she feels, and then the next couple posts about Donald Trump? He's not your president, is he? I don't even know who the Australian president is. Do you?
As bars. So you had the Black woman there speaking on how it is that those in the UK and elsewhere always want to complain about Black Americans. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at those who are in the UK and you look at their style, like if you were to ask somebody what is the actual fashion culture in the UK, like what's their actual style, like their official national style, you can't list it. But when you look at pictures of those in the UK, just in basic everyday, and I'm talking about the more melanated folks out there, they look like they just shopped over there in New York and just took it back with them home, and they just started wearing it. You can see someone wearing Timbs, they got Forces, they got J's on, they're wearing jogging pants, they got the Nike Tech on. They got the puffer jacket. They got everything. And it's looking real New York, even though they over there in the UK. I'm like, that's not your style. That's not even a part of your culture. So it's like, where did you get that from? Because y'all didn't invent that. Y'all don't even make those clothes, to be real. So it's like, where did you get that from? Where did you get that style from? That's right. You got it from Black Americans. You ain't get it from nobody else. You ain't get it from the Australians. You didn't get it from the Europeans. You for sure didn't get it from the Africans. You didn't get it from South America. You didn't. I know for sure you didn't get it from Canada. You didn't get it from none of the Asian countries. So there's only one place left, which would be America, which is us. So no, Black Americans don't have main character syndrome. We just are that because everybody seems to be so fixated and focused. And every single time I open up X or whatever else, you got people just randomly talking. Like Adonis said, like, why are you talking about Trump and you're over there in Australia? The funny part is, let me rewind this real quick. This let me go back to this guy real quick. That one right here, this Baldy right here. The funniest thing is I learned online that he's actually from South Africa. So you fled, right? So you're from South Africa and then you went to Australia. And then you're in Australia talking about Trump and America. It doesn't even make sense. Like, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be talking about like a prime minister or something that's actually affecting you? Shouldn't you be talking about stuff that's going on in South Africa? But wait, I forgot. You're not going to care about that because you fled. You ran, just like a lot of others. And it's always the runners that choose to want to speak negatively about Black Americans, which is the craziest things. Black Americans don't be running. We stick it out. No matter what else we sit up there and take, no matter what's taking place, we are still here fighting. Everybody else is just running wherever they can. And it's diabolical. Like I said, if you are a runner, you have no right to ever speak negatively at all in your life about Black Americans. You better just like look down at the semen or something. You better just keep your mouth closed. That's crazy work. You're going to talk about somebody completely different of which you've never met, of a place that you've never been to. And somehow you got problems, but yet you fled your country, left to another country, got a better life, and you're not doing anything to fix where it is that you used to call home. Diabolical work is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. Completely insane. Like I said before, it's crazy looking at people in the UK wearing football jerseys. I'm talking about actual football jerseys of different areas, wearing the hats of different states. Like, what are we doing here? Like, how does that even work? Like, shouldn't you be, wearing stuff dealing with like soccer? You shouldn't even be on nothing American. Shouldn't be on nothing American. Like I said, the amount of times I have seen people in the UK baking up beans and toast, crazy work. And an English breakfast and all this other type of stuff. Big up what your actual culture, your dress style would be, because y'all don't have one, so you can't even talk about fashion because you don't got none. Anyways, other things left unchecked. This is going to deal with Trump and JD Vance. I don't have the clip where you could actually see their faces when this I guess Catholic priest, whatever, is talking, but you'll figure out why in a second, why they were actually rolling their eyes.
Ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
Hey, what's up, Gail?
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes, and our good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land.
Wasn't that so beautiful, guys? Wasn't that beautiful? What was that one meme that people always keep putting out? I got one left in me, coach, because that's exactly what you heard. That's exactly what you heard. The one thing I heard, missing from that after, the main individuals groups that she wanted to advocate for, I didn't hear her say nothing about Black Americans. Notice that. Notice how that worked. Notice how that worked. You listed two groups, but it didn't say nothing about Black Americans. You literally, she listed two white groups there. But you want to talk about God and people being, equal and deserving, and everybody used to be strangers, and we should just be shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye, all this other type of stuff. Like I said before, people better pay attention. It's about the words people use, and it's also about the things that people don't say, which also speaks the loudest. And you literally heard somebody that's of the church didn't say nothing about Black Americans at all. At all. Like I said, I want to keep showing people this to let y'all know that a lot of people out here that you think care about you don't actually care. And this is somebody who's supposedly religious. This is somebody who is of the cloth. Like I said before, it's diabolical work. And the funniest thing is she's up there trying to preach for the immigrants and all this other type of stuff. But it was your people that voted directly for this to take place and happen. It was your people who have been crying and complaining the longest. I actually seen something before I did this live stream, right? And it dealt with the Indians from India. And it was a white guy, and he was saying how fed up he was with the tech industry and how it is that he was in, let's say, like a class dealing with tech, and he was asking some of his, Indian, not going to say companions, some of the classmates, were there any jobs in some of the tech fields that they know of? And all of them told him no. And what he said and later found out was that the Indians will network with themselves. They're not going to network with the whites. They're going to network with themselves and make sure to collaborate and give themselves those jobs. They're going to hire themselves. And the amount of frustration and anger that he had, he was like, you know what? I was done. And what I decided to do was just join the military. And he was like, when I joined the military, it's nothing but Americans. He was like, it's nothing but a great American pasture. And he was like, it's peace. And I'm like, it's getting that bad where you got these young dudes just about to just join the military just so they can be around Americans. That's bad. But like I said, this is what happens when people want to outsource and put different jobs here and there. Better yet, I put it to you like this. This is what happens when people don't really want to, place Black Americans in any type of priority in any type of sector. This is what that looks like. Because be it as it may, that white lad that was complaining, right? He might have his complaints about not seeing people that look like him, but at least he knew that the people there are American, because Black Americans are American. And he would also know that no matter what his skin complexion is, Black Americans would work with him. They would break bread with him. They'll let him know certain types of information, right? And when he gets the information for Black Americans, inevitably what would end up happening is that he'll be the lead or whatnot or whatever of a company, while the Black Americans are at the bottom, right? That's what would inevitably take place. But here, because can't seem to use anybody, and nobody wants to, help him out, give him a push forward, he's out there on his own, and now he's in the military. Like I said before, it's a certain group out here that enabled this to take place, and it wasn't Black Americans. Black Americans just wanted to work. We just wanted to be, have a fair share. We wanted to be treated as equal. We wanted to be looked at and seen as American. But even with that, we can't even get that. We can't get a little bit of anything. So now everybody's going to fall. Everybody's going to fail. Everybody is going to just feel a certain type of way emotionally. And it is what it is. It is what it is. This is what happens when you leave a lot of things unchecked, right? Shout out to Molly, to Ismaili. Hopefully I pronounced that right, Ismaili. Much love, respect, and appreciation for the $4 dono. You said, let me see if I can highlight that. Said, keep up the good work. Much love, respect, and appreciation, and well do. Oh man, here we go with Gail getting started in the comment section. Oh man, I can hear Gail's voice. I swear to goodness, I can just automatically hear every types of comment. I can hear it. So the next thing that we have left unchecked is Trudeau dealing with Canada. Again, this is a video about a week or two ago that I brought directly to you guys, where one of the representatives there said that they were going to, depending on what the tariffs are, that they're going to cut off the power to the United States. They're going to go to Wisconsin. They're going to go to Michigan. They're going to go to New York, and yada, 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 right? So here we go again, just with a different person that I didn't think actually still had a job, but here we are.
In a golden age for the United States. That will require more steel and aluminum, more critical minerals, more reliable and affordable energy, more of everything to run the U.S. economy full steam ahead. Canada has all those resources. The alternative for them would be more resources from Russia, China, or Venezuela. Canada is a safe, secure, and reliable partner in an uncertain world.
Again, this is the second time that a warning has been issued to the United States that, hey, Canada is not going to be taking this lightly with these tariffs. You're not about to do this to us. We're going to cut you off. First guy said he was going to cut off by power. Second guy is like, hey, you need a lot of elements here. If you give us these tariffs, you're gonna have to sit up there and go to Russia. You're gonna have to be working with China in order to get the things that you necessarily need. Like I said before, it's a lot of moves that's going to have to be made. And what I also learned, geographically speaking, is that some of those materials and minerals that we need, we actually have those in the United States. It's just that we choose. I'm sorry, not we, because I'm not a part of this. It's just that the United States corporation decides that they want to, hey, we're going to go over and get this from China. It's, it's cheaper. It's more of an abundance. They have it refined and everything. So it's already set up. All we have to do is just buy it and get it shipped here. And here we go. And pretty much if the United States decides to start, digging some quarries or whatnot or whatever to get, some of these materials, hey, it could work out for the best and also enable some people to be hired for some other types of jobs versus jobs keep getting outsourced and outsourced and outsourced, sending them everywhere else and hiring everybody else except for American workers that are actually qualified. Like I said, bring back the factory jobs. I'm still waiting to see that. I'm still waiting to see America as the factory center that it used to be. I'm not sure if we could actually repeat the past and bring that back, at least not exactly, but with a lot of the money that we've spent for other countries dealing with wars, I'm pretty sure if we were to cut off a lot of that money, we could bring back a lot of factory jobs and have a lot of things made in America again. I'm pretty sure that we could do that, possibly, if they want to do it. But again, America's a corporation. Right. But again, we're dealing with things left unchecked. So the next thing that we have that is left unchecked is a comment that somebody actually left. Right. And you can see it directly in front of you. I have to zoom in just a little bit. So I got the whole of the comment. So let me see if I can minimize, pull that down just a little bit. So, matter of fact, I might just blow this up just a bit, right? So this is something that I responded to. If you've seen the video that I brought to you guys, I think maybe like yesterday or the day before. This was a comment that I responded to, and it had to do with Judy Turner. What's her name? Jody Turner. Yeah. So Humble 15156 said this. Seji, you're either misinformed or being dishonest. Jody Turner said a white guy was the first person to tell her she's beautiful. It's not hard to believe. I have never dated outside of my race, but the first time I was called beautiful was also by a white guy, right? And she ended up getting 2 likes directly off of that. And I asked a very simple question before I decided to proceed. I said, are you born and raised from the United States, America, or are you from the UK or elsewhere? Because I wanted to reference this because you have a nice, stable population of Black people that date other Black people in the United States. In the UK, from what I've learned, is that people just like interracial dating. It just is what it is. It's a full-fledged takeover. It doesn't matter if you got a man and a woman both coming from Nigeria, they're going to be dating somebody white. They're going to be dating somebody that is not Nigerian. I don't know how this works. I don't know what type of spell or sorceries are in the United Kingdom to make this just instantly happen, but it just is the way that it is. And, of course, I asked if she was from elsewhere as well. She said, born and raised in America, I am of foundational Black American lineage. Good, no problem. So I responded, so at some point, you got attention, but not from who you wanted. And this is what I've stated for, to a lot of people when it deals with a lot of stuff. I later stated, I can say, and this was me just being honest, I could say that Black girls / women did not find me attractive, right? But looking back, I was unaware / wasn't focused on the ones that were focused on me. So few people will be honest about that though, right? And that's just being honest, right? A lot of times in life, we get so fixated on the imaginary or the theory or the thought of another person that obviously is not focused on you, that is obviously not attracted to you, that we get so lost in that thought process that we miss the other people that are actually giving you the time of day, that are actually giving you compliments, giving you a subtle hint or a smile or whatnot or whatever. And again, I'm using myself as an example. That's just me sitting up there being honest, going back through memories of me being younger and be like, you know what? I can see certain areas where I might have missed some things and I might have messed up, right? She came back and said, let me go back to my original statement, right? Because I guess she didn't like my response. I have never dated outside of my race, never had a desire to do so. I didn't care about attention from any boy at that time while in junior high and high school. So my thing is, if you never actually cared about attention, why are you acting as though that the Jody Turner situation is you? Why are you internalizing that as if like I'm referring to you? Like when I brought up the video, you're coming at me like I'm talking directly to you and I don't even know who you are, right? But you're making it seem like you cared for attention, you were craving it, and you wanted it because as soon as you got it, it was like, hey, the first person that did it was somebody white. Haha, gotcha, right? So she said, I was focused on getting out of my crime-ridden city. I guess she was living in Gotham and going to college at HBCU because I was one of the few fortunate Black girls in my city who had an active father. Hold on, and let me just pause that right there. She said she had an active father, right? So if you have an active father, and let me just re-preface this, right? Within a family structure, the mother and the father are going to be a child's first love, right? When it deals with a girl, her father is going to be her first love, right? When it deals with a boy, his mom is going to be his first love. And both of these parents are going to nurture and give these children a certain type of love. Men can only give a certain type of love and emotional support, just like women can only give a certain type of love and emotional support. So for her to say that she had a active father who was in her life, I'm a little bit confused on how you never heard that you were ever beautiful, because that's something that's like very simple. At any point in time, a little girl has heard from her father that, hey, you look nice today. Your hair looks beautiful. You know, you have a very beautiful smile. I have a very beautiful, like, fathers do this. Like I've heard this. So again, I'm a little bit confused on how, these types of conversations even darken my doorstep, right? She said, who reinforced to me that I was beautiful, regardless of who acknowledged it or not. I am literally I'm literally stating a fact as a dark skinned black woman, then girl, growing up in a predominantly black city in the 90s, that ironically, the first male of the opposite sex to compliment my beauty was a white boy. That's not a brag. It seems like it is. Just a fact in my lived experience. Your response has reaching presumptions and projection written all over it. No, sweetheart, it doesn't. What I'm commonly telling you as a man, that when I was younger, I probably missed some of the girls directly out there that were actually paying attention directly to me. Maybe I was just dumb and didn't like realize signals. That happens, right? But I'm just saying, like, I can easily state that, yo, I've gotten compliments and responses from women of other races, right? I can easily sit up there and say that. I can more than likely possibly say that I've gotten more compliments from women who are non-black versus black women. That's cool and all, but it is what it is. That's whatever. That's not what I'm focused on, right? So I'm going to stay focused on the goal. I'm going to stay fixated on what it is that I actually like, right? I'm not about to deviate and pay attention because I'm on some, little violin, woe is me type of deal. And as she stated before, she's darker complected. That's great. Kudos to you. Very awesome. No problem. The gods, the universe has blessed you with the skin to deal with the sun. That is very awesome. That is very great. But as I've told a lot of people before, whenever it comes to things like this that I see, I happen to read a lot of lack of love that you have in yourself. So what I'm getting is that you had an active father. He told you that you're beautiful, but that still wasn't enough. So I'm guess what was lacking was maybe the mother, because you didn't say anything about your mother. You didn't say anything about other family relatives at all either, giving you compliments. So that more than likely dimmed whatever it is that your father told you. Then on top of that, after you left the house and you were going to school, you may have had some friends that said some very negative things because you are a more melanated, darker complected young girl during the time, right? Which means that as you were progressing and growing up, high school and whatnot, you started to hear more and more of that. You started to hear the little slights and all this other type of stuff. So that reinforcement that your father gave you, you didn't hold on to that. You allowed that to wilt away like a flower when winter is about to hit. So when that flower wilted away that your father gave you, you were left with nothing. It was a barren wasteland. And because you didn't have any type of love, from what I'm getting directly from what you wrote, because you didn't get that love and that reinforcement from the women in your family and from other girls in your community, you felt like, nobody was really looking for you. Nobody was really paying attention. When realistically, I can promise you that when it deals with the hood, because you're saying that you're dealing with Gotham City, crime written, right? I came from Detroit, born and raised, West Side. And here and there, I would sit up there looking back. There was some girls that, saw me and I noticed them. It didn't matter if it was at the corner store or whatever it was. I got a little bit of attention, right? But again, you seem to only pay attention at certain times. The dude was white, so that stuck out to you. But you could have very easily had some dude that was quote unquote a square, a nerd, a L7, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. He probably, gave you some hints, gave you some attention. But like most women, you probably just shrugged it off like, you're disgusting. I don't like you. Get away from me. Right. You probably treated him like Roger off of Sister Sister. So you're not going to tally that up as a young black boy or a young black man during that time actually being attracted to you. So, man, yo, like this is why I keep telling people, like, yo, a lot of y'all need therapy, man. A lot of y'all need therapy. A lot of y'all need therapy. Like I said, this is why whenever I'm on this platform, I try to be as transparent as possible. with, you know, a lot of things that I went through. I done told y'all about like childhood. I done told y'all about the many failures of, of sitting up there, you know, dating or telling somebody, you know, when I was younger that I liked them either by way of like flowers, a poem, or whatever it is. Like I said, a lot of L's. And that was primarily by, you know, black girls in the black community. It's nothing you can do about that. You're just gonna be, you know, out here taking L's. That don't mean that you just sit up there and start just writing everything off. That's a failure mindset. That's like sitting up there saying, like, oh man, I done sat up there and failed several interviews. I ain't going for no job no more. I'm about to go to the streets and start selling drugs. Failure mentality. You would rather vacate potential safety. Technically, you gotta work in a normal 9 to 5 job. You got a 99.9% safety record of your life being intact versus going out there selling drugs. Right? Like I said, it's crazy work. The mental gymnastics that people will do in order to just get to where it is that they've always wanted to be. Right? Some people just always wanted to sell drugs, but they just, you know, using everything else as an excuse. I couldn't get this job. This ain't working. This ain't working. This ain't working. I'm about to go to the streets. Right? You got some dudes out here, and like I told y'all before, I've been shut down by black girls, made fun of all over. Don't even matter. Right? I could have had floods, could have been the glasses, could have been a haircut. It could have been everything. Right? Got made fun of. Right? It's cool. It sticks with you. I get it. But you also get over it. But you got some guys out there, they'll be like, man, you know, I got teased when I was younger, yada, yada, yada. I'm about to sit up there and start dealing with the Latins. I'm about to start dealing with the Asians. I'm about to start dealing with the white girl. And the whole excuse was sit up there and be like, yo, in my childhood, this is what set up there happened to me. In high school, this is what set up there. Man, like I said, any story that a lot of guys got, I done already been there. I done already been there. Already been there. Like I said, it ain't no excuse. Now, if like I said, I need a lot of people just to be honest. If you got a preference and you just want to go for it, just go for it. Don't hide behind. Don't blame nothing else for whatever it is. Like I said, the whole Jodie Turner like madness is just straight that it's madness. It's a whole excuse because she just likes white guys. She's from the UK anyway. It is what it is. That's how people, you know, move out there, and that's cool. No problem. You know. But like I said, I just, you know, need people to just be honest, man. I don't know what it is with people not wanting to with people not wanting to be honest. I also got some other comments that I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to see if I can actually get those at the moment. What video was that from? I might have to just go to, because there was a few people. I feel as though they might have been trolls because it was like they just left a whole large paragraph for completely no reason and then didn't even show back up. So let me see if I can capture some of these real quick. Let me see if I can get those for you. Got one of them right there. This is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one. This has to do with the video that actually, sorry, it's not the video. This is a live stream that I brought to you guys yesterday dealing with ICE. So I'm going to make sure to just keep this up. I'm going to pull back up OBS, and this should be posted for you guys right about now. Let's see if we can get that. Like I said, it's a wall of text. So I'm going to try to zoom. Matter of fact, I can actually read it off of the screen. I got it. We got it. We good. All right. So this person said this. This is Get Loose, ready, whatever it is. Get Loose. That's what we're going to go with. He said, I guess dealing with Trump, said he's coming for you all. Why do you think they labeled you African American and told you you came here on slave ships? Do you believe Trump is going to give you back your land? ? And pay you your reparations? I guess that was supposed to be a question mark, but he gave a period. The FEMA camps are all in place. I've been talking about FEMA camps, but whatever. There is no way his base is going to give up anything to a black man. So please, my American brothers, don't, we're just going to skip over that word at the foolish immigrants that belittled some of you. They are just as ignorant of what's really happening in this world as most Americans. Trump has promised to give the police qualified immunity, and that means open season on all black and brown skinned people, including any white folks willing to ally with blacks. With all the media now falling into line with up Trump's behind, and with racist ICE and law enforcement itching to start rounding up black and brown people. I don't get where people are getting this from, but let me just keep going through this. They made sure they packed out those organizations with racist psychopaths, and and they see all dark-skinned people as illegal immigrants. I fear they're planning a media blackout of the rounding up, and I also fear the real target is black Americans. Be watchful, my brothers. When you move in numbers, never alone. And remember those black politicians that sold you out. All America has to do is cut off communications to the outside, and America can slaughter its black citizens that have legitimate claim to the continent, just as Israel has done with others. Don't you see? Both Biden and Trump administrations are willing to throw Europe under the bus. They are gutting out the German economy, and German corporations are moving to the United States. Trump wants white immigrants from Europe. Trump wants an annex Canada, invade Greenland, and seize the Panama Canal. Trump is putting a wall at the southern border to keep dark people out. The globalists have failed to take over the world, but the United States white nationalists are taking over the Northwestern Hemisphere and turning it into a super state. The one thing I'm very much tired of whenever people want to, try to do this whole thing, stop trying to say this is what I want to know. Somebody tell me. I'm born and raised in Detroit. My mother's from Detroit, father's from Detroit. My grandmother is originally from South Carolina. Shout out to Gail. And where's my grandfather from? I would have to ask which state he's from. But pretty much generation wise, everybody is from the United States. You can just take this back pretty much as far as you want to sit up there and take it. If they're supposed to deport me, because going by his statement, I'm going to get deported, where am I getting deported to? Where am I getting deported to? But like I'm just trying to figure that out. This is why I have questions whenever it is that a lot of people want to write these things. I'm like, where specifically are you from? Because when I gave a reply, let me go back and look to see if he even replied back. Nope, not at all. Because somebody wrote underneath, Isaiah Jones had replied. He was like, dude, you're from the UK. You don't understand Black American, nor do you truly understand our history in this country. Shaking my head. We are not getting deported. Please get that out of your head. That's facts. As a matter of fact, let me heart that comment. Let me get that man a thumbs up, because it's crazy work out here. How you have people who don't have nothing to do with nothing. They want to sit up there and tell black people like, hey, they're gonna deport all of you guys. You guys got to team up, black and brown coalition, and then on top of that, it's going to be open season for everybody. It's been open season for everybody. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit concerned on how it is that people can pay attention so much to Black Americans and what's going on in the United States, but not look at the stories or the stats on how it is that each American is getting affected by police brutality. I'm a little bit confused. This is why I need people to stay where it is that they live. Mind the business that keeps them. Mind the business that pays them. I need people to do that. If you are clearly from a whole nother area around the world, you more than likely know jack squat about the United States, really, unless you studied. But even then, studying will get you so far. This is why people say that there's a difference between street smarts and book smarts. You can know a lot of things book smart wise, but actually having the hands-on experience or just the experience itself is vastly different from anything that they can actually teach you in a book. And that's the same exact thing that I try to tell a lot of these people out here that are from these different countries. You can study certain things on the news, but actually having the experience of living here in the United States is vastly different. Like the United Kingdom can fit comfortably within the United States. I don't think they understand that. I don't even, like I said, I don't think a lot of people can actually quantify that because they think that the little space that they got is a very large space, and it's not. It's just it's crammed and it's condensed. It's condensed more than what it actually should be. Like there is really no room up there. This is why you have so many apartments. Why they're buildings on buildings on buildings on buildings. Why it looks just like New York. Same exact thing. It's very dense and it's condensed for no reason. Everybody's living in there like a tuna can, like a sardine. It's crazy. Same thing like the UK, as stated. So again, if you are from the UK or anywhere else, please, if you decide to get into these conversations, you want to, tell, Black Americans something, you may want to do a little bit more research. You might want to actually do a lot more listening versus just responding to some things that you may see on TikTok, because TikTok is not going to tell you everything. You might would actually have to read a couple of books. You might have to watch some documentaries. You might have to actually experience some things. But again, these are the things left unchecked. And that's not it. We got another one for you. DJ Khaled, another one. So here we go. Here, let me just put this up for you guys, which is this one. I'm gonna zoom this directly out here. And this is again about this should have been, what is it, ICE again? Yeah, same live stream. Same live stream, right? So this person said, bro, you're effing pathetic. Tap dancing and moonwalking about your well-being on the plantation where they kill us every day. No equality, no reparations, no rights. And I guess that was supposed to be babbling about people stole your language, the slave master's language. Whoever is gassing you up with the 86 octane got you fooled. I guess that was supposed to be looking like a clown. Wait. Got you fooled. Look, clown. Okay, I guess you're Vegeta. Clown. Africans came here 3,000 years ago. You're not native to these stolen lands. What language your ancestors speak? Where are the artifacts and the monuments? Why are they not on currency? Look, these lands belong to the people they label as Mexicans. Go upgrade your worthless brain, bruh. And these are people that subscribe to me. Like the craziest part is seeing people have this much energy. Whenever I talk about certain things, but I never get the same energy on every video. Like it would be completely cool if I could get the same energy on every video, but I know that people ain't gonna do it. I know that people ain't gonna do it. I've been doing this for quite a few years now, and I've still yet to see people consistently every single day give the exact same energy that you see here in every single video. And I've done well over 4,000 videos. Magically, people be missing videos, didn't know about the video. It's always some type of excuse whenever I'm looking for these people to pull up to the scene and talk to me. And matter of fact, there's been a lot of times I've done live streams and I've waited for these people to just pull up, and people ain't want to pull up. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. But you'll make sure to sit in the background though. You'll make sure to leave a comment underneath a video where I can't respond to you. You'll make sure to do that. But we're supposed to be grown folks out here. we supposed to, be able to have a conversation, right? Agree to disagree, all that type of good fun stuff. Find the middle ground, but people not actually about that life. People are not actually about adulting, being adults. People are about being bitches. And that's clearly what I see a lot of times when I look at a lot of comments that come right across my screen, especially when people want to start name calling. I'm like, word. So the main thing I'm going to have to paraphrase. The main thing that I was stating when it dealt with the whole thing with ICE and Black Americans being indigenous, we just are. Because one of the things that I mentioned was the fact that if you look at the Americas, We got slews of pyramids here. Riddle me that one, Batman. How is it possible that we have all of these mounds and these pyramids all over here? The Europeans didn't build these. I can for sure sit up there and tell you that. The Japanese and Asians did not build these. I can for sure tell you that. Right? So if we're going to, technically look at this, it would be two demographics, right? Now we can more than likely say down in South America, the South American peoples, they were building those pyramids. We can say that. You got the Aztecs, the Mayans, and all of that, right? So you got all of that land, all of that great place directly down there. It would make no sense to leave that and venture forward to another unknown place, correct? So that would then leave that there were more than likely some other people here. But let's just go into the whole thing that he wanted to say that Africans were here 3,000 years ago. That's cool, but there's really not a residual of any of that left. So whatever we are is whatever we are as one here in North America, right? So we are Black Americans, correct? So Africans are African because they are still over there in Africa. They still have the dialect, the language, the history passed down. And, I would say that you guys got some artifacts, but you don't, because a lot of Europe has a lot of your artifacts, including mummies and so on, directly in their museums, which to my day, but to this day, I said my day, boggles my mind, right? You got these Europeans that literally stole from you, and you're going to a museum to visit your history. That's diabolical work. That's crazy. And only one group on this planet, I'm sorry, there's two groups, but realistically, only one group on this planet is able to do something like that. But nobody wants to talk about that, though, right? Nobody wants to talk about how Africans go to European museums to visit and look at and read about their history. That's diabolical work. While at the same time, you got people trying to tell us that we don't know where we're from, who it is that we are, and all this other type of stuff. We can explain 99 different ways on how it is that Black Americans have lost a lot of things over the centuries, and so on and so on and so on. But even with losing that, we still created, what it is that we lost. We replaced it, right? It might not be the original 100%, but we originally made something for ourselves. And that something is being copied all over the world. So it doesn't matter how you want to try to shake and move the history when it deals with Black Americans. We are history. Everything that we do right now, everybody else is biting. Everybody else is copying. Other people are counterfeits. Like I said, however you want to sit up there and name it. Because I don't know where this person is from, but I can sit up there and promise you, I'm not copying nothing that he's doing. I'm not styling myself after nothing that he's styling. I'm not, like I said, we can just keep going. We're not doing that. But again, this is the type of focus that I keep telling people, that we get all of this energy from people elsewhere, right? We don't know where this person is from. They're subscribed, which is great. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me see how long they've been subscribed directly to the channel. Only for a year, right? So we don't know where this person is from, to and from, and all this other type of stuff. We just know they want to run him off on a Black platform, like a lot of others like to do. They want to stay hidden, incognito, never pull up whenever it is that live streams happen, and they just want to talk. And then when I actually leave a rebuttal, when I actually leave a response, I'm left on red. I'm like, word? You came to my house. You were looking for something here, and I was trying to give you something back. You don't want to take it. You don't want to take the gift that you was looking for. That's diabolical work. That's crazy, man. I need a lot of people to stop bitching out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, from an adult to other adults directly out there, including if you just sitting in the background, I need y'all to stop bitching out. If you're going to come here, you're going to start like some type of like conversation in the comment section, especially dealing with Black Americans trying to tell me some type of history and all this other type of stuff. Stay there for the conversation. Stay there for the conversation. Don't do this. This is what Darrens and Karens do. Don't do this. Actually, I'm sorry. This is not actually what they do, because at least they have the dignity to respond back. when I leave a response, and it'll be a whole thread. So I don't even know what this is. I can't even call it like a Karen or a Darren situation because it ain't. Because at least they got the balls to respond back, even if it is stupid. They still respond back. It's crazy. Diabolical work. It's crazy work directly out here, man. What we got up in here? Shout out to the 65, the high 65 we got up in here. Shout out to everybody. Invictus said there's a lake in California called Pyramid Lake. It's a pyramid we built. Pyramids everywhere where we went. California is named after a black Queen Khalifa. Yep. And the Khalifa Indians are black. Star Child said our culture runs America. Wait. Our culture runs America because we are the one true people of this land. Bars. Straight bars. We got Officer Haku in the building, aka Brandon V. World in the building. This man is probably at work at this moment in time. Also, shout out to anybody that's currently going through the snow, because I know a lot of people here might be from down south. I'm talking about from Texas all the way to the East Coast. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Hopefully you guys are managing, because I know there's a lot of black people that never seen snow in their lives. And it's the funniest thing looking at that at this moment in time. So, hopefully, you guys are managing and staying safe. Khalil said, sounds like a Pan Goofy crashing. I'm going to put crashing out with the comedy left. Yeah. Crash Test Dummy 101. I'm telling you. Star Child said, there are pyramids all down the West Coast from Washington on down to California. I've seen some of those. I have seen some of those. Brandon V. World said, LOL, it's cold as hell out here. I believe it. 100%. I'm also supposed to be playing that Dynasty Warriors too. I have not played it yet, because as soon as I woke up, I'm like, yeah, let me just put together these videos and decide to, do a live stream and just talk to y'all real quick, about some of these things, because we got a lot of stuff left unchecked. Let me I'm gonna go through a roll call real quick. Let me see if I can catch y'all. Let's talk about it. What is up? What is up? Unc Take, Sheila Richards, Jay Walters, MF Doom. Let me see what we got. Ishmael. Hopefully I said again. I keep in my mind it's completely different. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing your name. Let me know. Star Child, of course. We got ES in a building. We got, what is that? Sir Fanktent, I think. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I think I might have done a mispronunciation. We got Miss Gray in the building. What is up? What is up? We got Pac Miller. We got Keyshawn. We got Miko June. Who else we got in here? Go through here. Let me see. We got, I think I listed FM. I think I did list FM in there. And of course, we got the Mighty Gale, the Mighty Gale, the Winds in the building. Let me see. One of many. What is up? The Monte Green, Old Soul. We got K in the building. Michael Massey. Who else we got? Bungani. What is up? What is up? What is up? We got Bucks in the building. See, I wish they had a different area. I could just easily do a quick roll call real quick just to, get that. We got Flock in here. Let's see, shout it out, Khalil. Right. We got Sonny in the building. Invictus. And I think we got D-Money as well. Let me see. Viewstar. Michael McCullen. King of All Men. And that is it. That is pretty much everybody. At least everybody that left a comment. If people just sitting in the background not saying nothing, I really can't shout you out and and say what's up to you, because I don't know that you here. I can just look at the numbers, But yeah, man, it's crazy out here. And man, Hack said R.I.P. Matter of fact, let me just give a shout out to Mo, because usually he is a ninja in the cut, just sitting back there with a trench coat and a cigarette, waiting for the ops. That's usually what's taking place. gotta start giving a shout out to that man every now and again during the streams. 'Cause I know he probably just be sitting in the background chilling. Invictus said, "That's right. Don't let wait. What you say? That's right. Don't let no one tell you you're not Indigenous Americans. They want you to think that you're from somewhere else and they're the Americans, they're foreigners." No, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's bars. That's 100% facts. That's 100% facts. Like I said before, and and one main thing I've told people before is if you have family or like-minded people that you can get along with, that you can trust, that you can even potentially do business with, go in and buy some land. Go in and buy some land, buy some land, buy some land, buy some land, buy some land. Go in and buy land. Because you have other people from other nations coming over here and buying land. Crazy work, diabolical work. And if you really want, a way to move, you're going to have to do that in order to play the game, in order to, make sure that you're going to be around for a very long time. You got to buy some land, you got to own some property, you got to have some things, really moving, right? And you got to put a lot of stuff directly into a trust, so that that it's going to be there for generation after generation after generation after generation. Khalil said the NAACP and the CBC got these other groups thinking that we're the immigrants. Yeah. That's facts. And Victor said, look at the emblems of America from the Liberty of Congress. It's a so-called black woman. Oh yeah, Statue of Liberty. Yeah, they got that up there in New York. Brandon V. World said, can you say I'm not indigenous? My 4 times grandfather was a Buffalo Soldier. It's bars. And that brother, I forgot how far back he said he traced his back. I think, didn't he say like I think it was like wasn't it like 16 to 1700s? I think it was. Yeah, okay, I got you. You say you can't say that I'm not in it. I got you. Star Child said, this is why the government will not help us, because they've been trying to get rid of us since they rolled up to our shores. I mean, that's facts. But the problem is, this is the thing. The moment in time that they decide to get rid of, quote unquote, us, yeah, everything's going to break loose. It is going to be a full-fledged problems. Energies are going to be missing that are needed. And by you having intermingled DNA is not going to help. That is not going to help. Like I said, I see what people are trying to do and why people are doing it. It's not going to, it's not whatever you're trying to replace, so that you got the replacement set so that you can get rid of other stuff. It's not going to work as intended. Nature knows what nature knows. That's the best way I can put it. King of all men said DNA tests are fake. Michael McCullen said my DNA profile says that I'm 92% sub-Saharan African from Cameroon, so I come from slave blood. Look here, you know what? I ain't gonna tell anybody what's fake or what's not. I would just say use more than one source. I would also say that I have done some stories on me and 23. What was it? 1, 2, and 3. I forgot whichever DNA testing place it was. I did a story directly on them, and you had some issues with the DNA. I will safely say that there were some issues there with the test and things of that nature. So I would just tell people to have a multitude of tests done. Ishmael said, you're at 1740s in your family's background search. That is dope. Keep going. There's a video of a woman that I did post before, and she said that when it deals with black people and you're trying to go back and trace your lineage, there's like a blockade that will in a sense happen when it reaches like the 17, I think it should be like the 1700s, 18 or the 1700s. And in order for her to get through that blockade, she had to find a company and pay for slave papers in order to continue on when it dealt with, finding out the lineage, going past the, the 1700s. Yo, Zaire, what is up? What is up, young man? What is up? Said, hey, Seji, hope your year is going well. I'm holding up over here, still trying to figure out if my friends are going to get deported because they're Puerto Rican, but also Cubans. Um, I don't know what to tell you, brother. They're gonna have to figure that one out. It's gonna be tough. Let me tell you, it's gonna be tough. Depending on, I think what was stated. I think one of the parents had to be American, but usually that's not, in a sense, the case. I'm pretty sure, if people got citizenship, they're good. If parents got citizenship, people are good. If not, it's just gonna be a tough call. ICE is out there and ICE is coming. Like I said, this is gonna be tough out here for a lot of people. Brandon V. World said, wait, hold on, see. Let me go back. T. Williams said, what's up, everyone? Not much. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ishmael said, there were a lot of free black people here who went enslaved at any point. Yeah, that's bars too. Brandon V. World said, I tracked my relatives back to 1806. Yeah, so you might, in order to get past that, you will probably need to, I don't know where the business is or what channels that she went through to specifically pay for those papers, where they got the the slave papers of pretty much everybody or whatnot. But yeah, you would probably have to go through those channels to get past that 1806 to start going into the 1700s and maybe a little bit after that. Michael McCullough said, I'll check more sources, but I'm fine with being black as it is. Got you, no problem. Khalil said, DNA test told me that my dog was Jewish. Yo, I did see somebody on TikTok actually do a test like that. I think they did it with the iguana, and it got back some crazy results. I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, this ain't working. They got the DNA though. I'll tell you that. Whatever these DNA test sites are, they got the DNA, so they know who people is. I can tell you, if science was able to reverse engineer our DNA, yeah, they can pretty much trace back and tell you probably damn near by atoms who it is that you are and where it is that you came from. They got the real information. I don't know what it is that they're giving everybody else though, but Star Child said that it's just fake. Someone sent in a lizard blood. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about too. Invictus said that DNA is located in Utah and it's a CIA front to make you think you're from somewhere else, but this country is ancient and so are the people, right? FM said, good luck to Iceman cometh. Ishmael said, look at property records also. Remember, enslaved Africans were seen as property, not people. We didn't appear on the census by the name until 1870. No, but yeah, you would also, going back and buying the slave papers, that would also give you, because if you're going back far enough, you would figure out who it was that had the slaves, and you will follow that name. So by following that name, whoever the plantation owner or whatnot was, you could then, pretty much go further and try to find some more people. Scary Swim said, this is off topic, but have you played Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection yet? Nah, I ain't played yet. I was supposed to buy it at one point, but as always, when dealing with adulting, things come up. So I never got it. Plus, on top of that, they didn't bring it out on Xbox. They stated that it was complications with the tech and the architecture of the Xbox, of why it is that they couldn't do it. But they made sure to put it on the Switch and PlayStation. So it's whatever. I ain't even worried about it. It is what it is. Invictus said, you're not black. It is a demographic. It's not a people. There is no black land. Star Child said, they can tell you who you kin to, not where you come from. Let me see what we got. Michael McCullough said, black is an easily identifiable designation for people from my diaspora that doesn't really need some deep meaning behind it. Invictus said, everyone comes from a land where black land, and don't say Africa because there are 54 different nationalities. Like I said, I done been through, this whole roundabout. I ain't trying to debate nobody about nothing. Because at the end of the day, I put it to you like this: you got the governments out here telling you that aliens exist. I just put it to you like that. Then on top of that, go to a further extent, you got General Admiral Byrd that flew all across the planet and told you that he found another land that's the size of North America. So I'm just saying we don't know realistically if we're to just go off of just certain things, we don't really know nothing. I'm just gonna be real, just gonna be honest. We don't really know nothing about nothing. If we got aliens that's above us and that's also in our oceans, if we got somebody that was a part of the government, a general at the time, that literally told people on national TV that there are other lands directly out there. If we got the Antarctic Treaty, where out of this whole planet, every nation came together and was like, you know what? This one piece of land here, this is only for scientific research and study. There will never be any wars. There will always be peace no matter what's going on in the world. They literally did that. So we got wars going on all over the rest of the planet, coups and civil wars, except for Antarctica. That should tell you everything that you need to know. So, like I said, this is why I stopped doing a whole argument about, lands and all of this other type of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff to this planet we still don't know about. There's a lot of information that we've been lied about too. Gil said, yeah, no debating Seji. Just know that we are the oldest people on the earth. Star Child said, my mama said, we Americans, that's all I need to. Yeah, that's pretty much what I stick with. I'm from America. That's it. that's I'm not, I ain't, that's all I know. That is what I am. Because I'm not, because I done seen a lot of videos where people try to tell, black Americans here that, oh, you guys are from Africa. You guys don't really know where it is that you're. Yes, we do. We're born and raised here. This is where all of our heritage, all of our history is from. This is where we are from. We could have the a complexion that is very similar or the same, but still be very different. Worlds apart different. Like I said, everybody in Africa is not the same. You got different types of skin complexions, different types of religions directly, there, different types of societies, different types of eating habits, all of that. Everybody can have the exact same complexion, but everybody is still different. And then within that still difference, you got all of these thousands of different dialects. So, like I said, it be what it be. Gail said an enemy of the sun is not a friend of mine. And Victor said, damn king of all of our men, you're 100%. Pyramids, mummies, alphabet, scientists, math, animal blood, people, etc. K said, true. Yo, what is up, K? King of all men said, I can name a lot more if you like. That guy, McFly, what is happening? What is happening? Said, came from America. Khalil said, we're African when, I guess that's supposed to be it's good, but American when it's bad. Yeah, that's facts. And that's the thing that's always been weird to me. Whenever, we'll say that we have inventions or inventors, or that we've done, things that have transformed the world culturally, this is when people are like, oh no, it's not you. Like everything that you're doing right now, you could trace the roots back to Africa, the way that you dance, the way that you sing, the way that you feel certain things in your body. I'm like, ain't that about something? But I'm like, okay, so what about, Pookie and Ray Ray that's, shooting up something? You gonna claim them? You gonna say that they're African? Nah, you gonna step back from that. You gonna act like you ain't even seen it. You gonna start throwing some African slurs directly at them and calling them all different types of names. Then, especially when you come here, you're gonna be like, my kids. You see all of that darkness, you never go there. Just stay where the light touches, right? It's gonna be like the whole Lion King, type of deal. Because as stated before, African parents will sit up there and specifically tell their kids, you better not bring none of those Black American habits back to this house. You are African. You are Nigerian. You are this. You are that. You are not them, and they are not you. Like I said, it's crazy how all of these things transpire and take place all at once. But then when we explain and we talk about it, people make it seem like Black Americans are crazy. It's diabolical work. Invictus said there were 2,300 pyramids here in this country. Remember the movie Rocky, where he ran up the steps at the art museum in Philadelphia? That was a pyramid. Scary Swim said, are you streaming on 2 channels? I'm not seeing most of the comments that you're reading. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. I'm streaming on 2 channels, but I'm using StreamYard so I can condense all the comments into one. What I can do later on, well, for another live stream, I'll just remind myself to put up a area on the screen where you guys can actually see the comments. I'll do that so that you guys could, see who it is that I'm responding to and what I'm talking about, to make it, a whole lot easier. Because I know sometimes if I'm streaming directly to 2 channels, I got 11 on the original channel, and then I got 46 on the second channel. So, we got people from both sides, in a sense, talking. Zaire said, okay, I'm glad you told. The reason I told you is, if you remember back in 2023, I told you about how my family treats me, and it would be like somebody. Okay, yeah, I get you. I got you. Yeah, like I said, Zaire, brother, it's tough. It's a lot of things that's been going on, and you have a lot of other people that, in a sense, voted for this. You got a lot of people in the Latin community that voted for this to happen. So, like I said, my hands are in the air. I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this at all. I am watching everything as it happens from the seat that I have. And a lot of the people that voted for this to happen, who are Latins, you don't see them saying nothing online. You see a lot of Latins crying. They're in fear. They don't specifically know what to do. And I'm like, you got to talk to your people about that. You talk to the ones that specifically voted, for Trump to get directly in office. You got to have a conversation with them and ask them why. Why would they do something like that to you? Because again, this ain't had nothing. Black Americans ain't caused this problem. We got our own problems, Invictus said the European. Wait. That one actually went up because the comments were moving. The European made be us up about the Nile being in Africa. The Nile is the Mississippi River. Right. Khalil said the Nigerian guy and his OF girlfriend was a good example. It'd be like that. Zaire said, so thanks again for listening to my comment. I just needed someone to ask, and I thought maybe you would have a better clue than me because I am torn. Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's it's tough. If the people that are treating you better than your own family, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be real tough, man. So hopefully things work out, and it's tough when you got in a sense complete strangers that would treat you better than your own family, your own flesh and blood. But it's like that. But due to the fact that you are younger, the main thing I'll sit up there and tell you is that things will get better. Like things are, a little bit bleak now, but once you start getting out there, you're working, you head towards, college, you get your first place, you're away from, those individuals, you'll be good. Like I said, you'll be good. It's going to be it's going to be a lonely road though. It is going to be a very lonely road, but you start mentally building yourself and focusing. You start physically building yourself up and working yourself out. You'll start to get that fortitude that you need to venture out here as the man that you will become, and then you'll further build upon all of those things too. So yeah, that's tough. It is very tough. But yeah, man, like I said, anytime, man, anytime. I am usually here. If I'm not doing live streams, I'm doing videos. That's usually how it is. Or, you can happen to see my Xbox profile is probably always on YouTube because I'm probably working on videos. or probably sleep or eating, either which one of those. Um, King of All said, "Look up the oldest land and the oldest forest. The forest is in New York." Yo, Sonny said, "I always have moments when I look at non-black races and feel some type of way when they're physically darker than me, like Hispanics, Arabs, and Indians." Mm, I get it. I get it. And then it's funny. It's like you'll look at them. It's like, yo, your skin is like it's immaculate. It's like, yo, you're black. And then you'll say that to them, and they'll look at you and like disgust. It's like, yo, what did you call me? What did you say that I was? Like, I'm not that. I'm Indian. I'm Pakistani. I'm Iranian. They'll start listening. All these other types of things, and I'm like, you know what? You got it. You got it. No problem. No problem. Like I said before, at the moment in time that it comes where Black Americans are getting just due credit and they're getting the respect that they need, I just want everybody to realize that if you thought that Black Americans have a type of cockiness and a first character syndrome, as some people like to call it, you ain't seen nothing. Oh, it's going to be like 1,000 times worse. Like you're going to hear a lot of "I told you so's." You ain't going to be able to tell Black Americans nothing. Zero. And realistically, I feel if we were able to 100% know our history, that's like the fear of a lot of people, right? People don't want Black Americans to have a certain type of confidence or feeling about themselves, right? They don't want them to have that certain type of pride. Like, it's fine for other people. Like, if people came from the islands, they can have pride about that. If people came from Asia, they can have pride about that. If people came directly from Africa, they can have pride about that. But for whatever reason, if Black Americans want to have pride about coming from America, people don't want us to have that type of pride. They don't want us to have that type of energy. It's fine for everybody else. It's fine for them, but not fine for me. That's crazy. It's crazy work. King said lands in Oregon. Michael said you'd be like, not my circus, not my monkey. Yeah. Yep. Khalil said, someone said deportation will be bad for the Black community. Yeah, I'm like, so when am I getting deported? Where are they going to deport me to? Where is ICE going to send me, born and raised in Detroit, mother born and raised, and like I said, like where are you sending me? To another place? And what you gonna do? Oh, so what? Because my grandmother's from the Carolinas, I'm going right back down there. I'm just migrating within the United States. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's like Khalil said, how, Sway? You ain't got the answers. Invictus said, and the Garden of Eden was in the Mississippi Delta and goes all the way to the Yucatan Peninsula. Do your own research before believing anything the Caucasians say if you fact check their information. King said, I said the oldest land in Oregon. Khalil said, a sister on TikTok was saying that about a few months ago, just fear mongering Black folks. Yeah, I like I said, the fascination that a lot of other people have about Black Americans is crazy because they have a certain type of fear where they know that something is coming. They want Black people to live and be in that same fear. Again, people want energy to transfer. Nah, whatever your problem is not our problem. Respectfully, whatever your problem is not our problem. Just like when we were going through the civil rights and everything else, our problems were not everybody else's problems. Because like I said before, I might at one point in time might have to pull up the video. I got some videos of some Latin elders who were talking about how their lives were during segregation and how it is that they were sitting side by side by white students on the bus. They weren't worried about being segregated on the buses or in the schools. They were in those same classes. It was Black people that had to sit up there and worry. It was Black people that had to, figure out and make a way directly into those schools while everybody else was just vibing, just living, educating. Victor said, remember the Bible says, know the truth and it will set you free. Not believe. Believe means anything. Be lie is in the words, or the words are spells. Yeah, Khalil also said, any updates on Akon City, aka Wakanda? I don't know what's happening directly with that. I remember he was supposed to come out with the Acorn, and I think I did like a live stream or something talking about that, or maybe like a video. And I was like, yo, it'd be dope. Like, yo, if this is something that you're going to do, it's like, all right, so be it. Like, start that up, make something happen. Like, I would love to sit up there and see it. We already got the unification of certain African nations over there. We already got certain areas. I think we got about what, like 4 to 5 directly over there. I'm like, that's dope. That's cold. That's cold. And I've said for the longest time, beyond all of this other type of stuff that happens on TikTok and Twitter, the one main thing that I've always wanted for Africa to do, and I'm saying I'm not looking for the whole of the continent because I know that that is not possible. But if you can get about a good 25 to 40% to lock up and be like, gang, gang, we in here. We're pushing all Europeans out. We're doing this our own way. Oh, it's curtains. It's curtains. Because I want all of that energy. Because the real reason I want this to happen, I want them to start pushing all that energy down there to South Africa. I want all of that energy down there to South Africa because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of folks down there that originally ain't from there. Like I said, I just showed y'all some clips where they done bulldozed the land. They done gave the South Africans two choices. They were like, yo, you can either pack up and leave or we'll force you to leave. And they forced them to leave. They got them giant bulldozers that they have and they bulldoze that land so that the Europeans can have that land and start doing whatever it is that they wanted to do. If you go and look at a map of South Africa, I'm talking about a close-up map, you'll see where there is an area where the rich or the moderates live versus everybody else. And I'm like, that's a shame. It literally looks like on some like Olympus type of deal. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy how you can come to somebody else's country and you can do something like that. It's crazy how I can do a story where you got Europeans that'll come there and be like, yeah, we got a European only area, town or whatever it is. I'm like, what? Go take that to the Caucasus Mountains. Don't bring that down there to Africa. Like I said, it's tough, man. It's tough. Oh, like I said, the only thing I want Africa to do, I want y'all to sit up there and raise up. That's it. I want y'all to raise up. I want y'all to sit up there and show the world who it is that you are, and get the respect that y'all lost. That's it. Get that respect. Like I said, if you're gonna copy anything from Black Americans, you need to copy that attitude. Work on it and copy the attitude that we've always had. Where it's like, hey, we not gonna be dealing with too much of your nonsense. We gonna have a problem. Like I said, we've always been fighting people over here, still fighting to this day for what little bit that we got. Like I said, if there's anything that Africans need to copy, it's that type of attitude. And you will have the energy that you need to get everything that you wish done. That country will be yours like it should have been. There should be no reason on the face of this planet, in the existence of this universe or a multiverse, that if you are African living on that continent and your people were originally there, you've been there for thousands of years, nobody should be able to come there and tell you what it is that you can and cannot do. Nobody should be able to come there and open up schools or restaurants and tell you that you're not good enough to be there. You can't be. That just should not be happening. That's disrespectful. That's 1,000% disrespectful. It's crazy work. Crazy work. Let me see. Yep, they're trying to transfer energy. Yep. Let me see. Khalil said the civil rights movement was the right to be white and not to be treated like us. Right. Sonny sitting up here giving out orders. Step one. Pulling some Brian McKnight right now. Invectus said the rest of the Bible for me. Camera Museum. Khalil said the Dutch don't want them back for some reason. Yeah, it's diabolical how that works. How Europeans seemingly don't want other Europeans back. It's crazy. Sonny said, "You said or whoop you with a switch." Yeah. Sonny said, I just know those knights' armors was a black people thing. Like I said, like research and learning a lot of other stuff. Like you had castles down there in Africa. I think I did a live stream on that. You had castles down there in Africa. And the reason that you had moats was because they would have alligators and other things directly there. So if they pulled up that drawbridge, right, and you were over that moat, you getting eaten up by those alligators. Somebody has to explain to me, right? If people are in the UK and they have a castle and they have a moat that goes around that whole castle, what's in that water? Because y'all don't got no indigenous nothing up there that's going to take anybody out unless you're talking about the Black Plague, and that has to deal with rats. So the moat would actually be empty, and it would just be rats underneath. But that wouldn't really work out because those rats will find a way to get directly into that castle because they can chew through concrete with those teeth. So again, the only thing that y'all had to really get rid of people was the Black Plague, and that wasn't just getting rid of the enemies; that was getting rid of you too. So, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Michael said, I recently saw a video on YouTube about Chinese nationals were arrested for stealing gold from an African country. I just can't. No, I know what you're talking about. I think I had a clip, or I might have covered a story directly on that. They also got arrested when it dealt with trying to farm minerals from the ground, like illegally trying to take, minerals, construction, doing all of that nonsense. Yeah, like I said, Africans need to start standing up and banding together. They really need to start doing that because it's diabolical how that's happening. But again, you got to understand you got corrupt governments directly over there. So if you have corrupt governments, they don't care for the people at all. They're going to sell directly to the highest bidder. And sadly, that's what's been happening to the African people. And Victor said, Jones, write the Bible spells. That's still land. Bible was sick. Right. Excuse me, yeah. Cleo said, I've seen that as well. Sonny said, I really believe every castle in Europe was originally ours. We had a lot of stuff. I'll just sit up there and put it like that. Sharif said, I wonder what would happen if Morocco didn't recognize the 13 colonies as a country. It would be very different. It would be very, very different. And the funny part is that's a place that you hear very little people talk about, but it played a very significant role. Victor said all the castles in Europe were built by the Moors. Sonny said white people didn't have the Renaissance. That era was exactly what they dug through our closets and flaunted all of our furs, robes, and fine art, and that was taken from us. I mean, technically, you can also put that up there with the Dark Ages because people got to explain what was so dark about those ages. Because usually what tends to happen in the dark is that people tend to burn up and do a lot of things in order to cover up certain dealings, right? Because you never heard, if you have the dark ages, where are the light ages? Because there's always an opposite, right? If we got the sun, we got the moon. If there's day, there is night, right? If there's water, there's a desert, right? If there's snow, we got an ocean, right? We have opposites, even though technically the water thing wasn't more so of a good comparison because you got different channels of whatever. But y'all know what I'm saying. we always got some type of opposites directly out there. So if we got the dark ages, where are the specific light ages? Where are the light ages? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I ain't trying to hear that the light ages are now because this is the age of awakening. And yet, no, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. Because I'm just going to be honest. And I'm just going to go out on a limb. From a lot of the stuff that I was able to read and learn and understand, we were, as humanity wise, we were a lot more intelligent in previous ages versus at this point in time right now. Like a lot of this tech that we got, it's cool. It's great. But in comparison to tech of different timelines, it is vastly different. Like I said, people got to go back and look at these quote unquote the world's fairs. Look at that. Go look at the construction. Go look at all of those things that were taking place. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff. Like I said, electric cars. People will be pretty astonished to see, how many items that we had that were electric at certain times. Wait, Gail said Master Splinter showed you that? Only Gail. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Wilson said if that treaty of peace and friendship was never signed, things would be so different. Yeah. Which is the longest standing treaty in this company, bars, because this is a corporation. Sonny said this is the 5,000-year-old white plague. McCullen said, I believe that each passing generation, African nationals are growing away from colonial influence and they're yes men, right? Let's say I'm broken. Uh-oh. Is that the first troll? Oh, Sonny talking about Tartary? Yeah. Is that the first troll I haven't seen in a while? Look at little Bradley sitting in the background talking about we was kings and shit. Look at that. And y'all were masters in the universe, I guess. So they say, even though y'all were dying out to the plague. I don't know how that happened. Explain that to me, Brad. Explain how it is that you guys didn't know how to separate your living from your dead, from your sick, from your garbage, from your waste, from your animals. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. The most intelligent, greatest beings that the universe has ever seen. Somehow you were living directly in filth. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused. Back in the days of the Ten Commandments, I could have sworn that, peoples were, walking on all fours, had tails and everything. Pagan type of behaviors, idolizing false gods and what have you. Crazy work, sacrificing kids to Baal and Moloch. Crazy work, crazy work, crazy work. But yeah. Keep up with the we was kings and shit. Yeah, because that's the best that y'all got. Because y'all don't really got nothing else. Y'all don't really got nothing else. Like you really don't. He was like, I love watching African stuff. They're so delusional. How is that? Matter of fact, wait, where's the delusion when last time I checked, what was the European population? I did that tally a long time ago. You guys' population has been dwindling the same as the Asians. It doesn't matter if it's Europe, if it's Australia, if it's Asia, Canada. Your population is going down the drain while everybody else is growing. South America growing, China billion, India billion, Africa billion, Europe to be determined. To be determined. Just saying. To be determined. That's diabolical to me. And it's crazy to me that the quote unquote most genius people on the planet, aka the Europeans, have to steal artifacts from other groups of people. Wouldn't you be showcasing your own artifacts? Wouldn't you be showcasing the greatness of which you have created? But I guess that greatness does not actually exist because everything that you've laid your hands and your eyes on, you've pretty much stolen, including identities. Because the original indigenous people, colored, melanated people, which you're not because this is originally a warm planet, your people took over the name American because you weren't. You came from the Caucasus Mountains. You came from a yonder, a wonder. You were a part of, Ymir and all of those other great folks up there, right? You were the Frost Giants, right? So I'm a little bit confused. A little bit, just tiny bit confused. And I seen the Caucasus Mountain culture, and I'm like, how come more Europeans don't address that? They don't, go back to their natural habitat and just live within that. It's crazy. It's diabolical. What you got? We do it to laugh at your primitive stuff in museums. I mean, let me see. The Michelangelo's David, right? That was pretty primitive. Isn't that a European man naked? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're laughing at that one too. Because when you look at the statues that's in Africa, it's a completely different thing. Completely different thing. And what I notice is that usually when it deals with trying to make something extinct, when it deals with Europeans, they tend to go for the biggest things directly out there, right? They're not going to go for the small fries. They're going to go for, let's say, like a large alligator, a very large elephant, a very large one. They're going to go for, things like that, make them extinct, make sure they can no longer breed. And I feel as though that's the exact same thing that y'all tried to do in Africa, but y'all still failed. I feel like I'm getting warm. I feel like I'm getting very, very warm. I'm just saying, because a lot of envy is directly out here. Matter of fact, I actually have some videos in the back where you got some European guys that seem to be always so fixated on black men and their genitalia. And one of these European men decided that he wanted to lift some weights. Do you know what weights he decided to lift? He got a metal bar and he put some female toys, some very, very heavy black female toys on the ends of those bars, and he proceeded to lift so that he can feel a little bit stronger, a little bit mightier. It's amazing how that works. And your culture is the same culture that likes to have their men take, bodybuild and do steroids, and they like to walk around in BDSM, right? In leather, whips and chains. They want to walk around in the gimp suits, latex, for the pleasure of other guys, right? Y'all also the same ones that like to walk around on all fours with dog masks on that got zippers on the front, right? Like I said, we can keep going. We can keep rolling directly with this. Sir, this is so Brad, you want to talk about the whole thing of original and where people are coming from, right? Okay. I got you, no problem. So Brad, this is what you do, buddy. This is what you do. I want you to go look up a picture of some actual primates, like a chimp, right? Look at the face, and then look at the face of the Africans, right? Notice the lips, right? Notice how you never seen a chimp or a gorilla with full lips, right? But for whatever reason, and it just dawned on me. It's just dawned on me. For whatever reason, whenever I happen to look at a primate and I look at the lips of the primate and then I look at the lips of Europeans, they match up. They seem pretty similar. And also looking at the hair looks pretty similar. Also, the fact that you guys happen to grow tails. I've never had a tail, but I have pictures of Europeans that have tails. But you want to say that we are primates. I would say that I'm more human. I would like to say that the universe has blessed us with melanin to be directly on this planet, because the oddest thing that I've always found to be weird, right, is that whenever it deals with other individuals that were not blessed by the gods, seemingly enough, the sun is able to nurture everybody else, the plants, the algae in the water, everything else. But seemingly enough, the sun is like, what is that right there? Burn it. And that's what tends to happen, because when the sun looks at me, I feel love. I feel warmth. Every single cell is getting charged up like Superman, which is a character that y'all basically, stole, because there's who else on this planet is really collecting sunlight and using it as energy? I'm just saying, because in order to collect sunlight, you got to have some type of melanin. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Gotta have something there. Like it's the craziest. It's just diabolical work. And then on top of that, you're supposed to be the masters of the universe. Why is it every single time that you guys are around animals, shout out to Siegfried and Roy, y'all getting attacked? Nature don't even like you. So it's like, what are we even talking about? You're still talking about some, oh, what about the 20% of the DNA and a yada? Do you even know where you actually came from? Do you even know who actually created you? Like, let's say I got you, Brad, no problem. Let's do it like this, right? Because the Bible is about you, right? God is white and Jesus is white, right? We're going to just stay with that, right? No problem. So if we have the story of, if you go back far enough, right? Go back to Adam and Eve, right? So you had Adam, you had Eve, and their two sons. How is it possible that they left Eden and there were people that were already populated around the planet? Explain that one to me, right? But because Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel is white, right? That was the first sense of violence that we know about, right? Came directly from your people. If we're going to sit up there and go by the whole thing of white people made this whole thing possible, I'm not exactly sure how you guys can make melanated people, but whatever you guys feel, right? You feel that you are the kings of the universe, the gods, and everything out here. You guys biblically are the first ones to commit violence, if we're going to be exact. You're the first ones to sit up there and break the rules of God, correct? This is why you got kicked out. So if you got kicked out of a home that was made specifically for you, and then you ventured out into a world, how was it possible that there were already people out there without you needing to populate anything? I'm just a little bit confused. I'm just asking a question. Just a simple question. Because I ain't never seen, the only way that I know of white people actually creating somebody that looks like me is if you got an ancestor far enough down the road where that little trait decided to pop up, 20 something odd people later, generations or whatever you want to sit up there and call it. That's the only way that you're ever creating somebody that looks like me. Because realistically, you can only create somebody that looks like you. Recessive. If we're going to be honest, if we're going to be 100%, like I said, maybe you might want to take a minute. Oh, hold on. I'm glad you said that. You said we are different species. You are correct, because one is human. And that would be the one that the sun actually loves. Explain to me, Brad. Why is it that the sun tears you up? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. No, we're not really trying to be grouped in with you. I want you to understand that. I want you to 100% understand that. We can play. How about, you know what? I wish we actually lived in like the same place, because we could play this game of who has to dodge the sun. How about that one? Who has to dodge the sun? Right? That's something that God, the universe created, right? That is a naturally occurring thing. I wouldn't have to dodge the sun, but I can promise you would. I can promise that you would need the SPF 50 or 35, whatever it is, because underneath a certain type of light, when you look at the SPF on skin, it looks black. Color me surprised. All of this talk about you guys being so mighty, but you have to make a lotion or a cream that appears to be white, but it goes on black. Riddle me that one, Brad. Why would you need melanin? Why would you need any type of black armament in order to be out in the sun? Isn't that interesting? This is something that black people are normally, naturally just with. As some people would like to say, God did not forget to color us in. But when it came to you, he threw away the box. Like I said, it's diabolical how that works. Brad. It's very interesting. And the craziest part is, you say that we are all different and all of these other types of things, but no matter where we go, you're always there. You guys talked all so much crap about Africa and how savagery it was and how there's nothing there and they're living in mud huts. Y'all said all of these things, but why is it that I see white Americans moving and living in Africa? Isn't America supposed to be the greatest land on earth? first world nation, why would they want to go to a third world country, Brad? And then, riddle me this one, Brad. Why are a lot of your older European women not dating you guys, but they're going down to Africa to get their needs met? Explain that one to me. How does that work? How does that work? Right? And then the funniest thing is I've seen your group of people. I've actually studied them for a little bit of time. And I've realized that you guys aren't even messing with the European women. You guys are flocking over to Asia. You're going to Bangkok. And you're dibbling and dabbling in some different arts over there. You like to really play with chopsticks over there in Bangkok. It's diabolical how that works. It's crazy. But you got the nerve to, really try to get on black people. You want to try to talk about some DNA this and some primate that and all this other type of stuff. And we're different species. You are so right. I'm so glad that I'm different. If I were to die 100 times, a million different ways, I would still want to come back black. That's the difference. That's the difference between me and you. The difference is I can actually handle and deal with the difficulties that come directly in life that I shouldn't have to deal with, but I have to inherently deal with those because of the color of my skin. You wouldn't know anything like that at all. Nothing. You got everything pretty much on easy street, right? You're supposed to be the epitome of man, the zenith, the peak, right? All the women around the world supposedly want you, right? Supposedly. But yet when it comes down to it, when it comes down to you trying to repopulate and make things happen, seemingly ED is taking effect. I don't know how that happens, even though you guys invented Viagra for your use because you knew way back when that some things just weren't living up to what it was supposed to live up to. No matter what types of material that you guys got directly out here in order to hype you up. Also, dealing with material, you guys are the same ones that actually are very much into interracial type of materials. Isn't that odd? Wouldn't you want to actually see yourself? Because the funniest thing is when I looked at a graph, Russians only deal with their own content. Asians deal with their own content and so on and so on. It's when you get to America, it looks a little bit odd. It's like, why are all of these red states? Why are all of these Southerners, these Caucasianers, Caucanites? Why are you guys so fixated on interracial? You guys got somewhat of a fetish for it. It's a little bit interesting. A little bit interesting. Mm, 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 mm. Brad, don't be switching the story. Don't be switching the story. I'll put it to you like this because you want to list a different group directly out here. You want to say that they taught us well. No, sir. What you just basically admitted is that you're supposed to be the masters of the universe, but somebody was actually smarter than you. That's what you're basically telling. Every time y'all bring that up, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, this other group, they sat up there and taught you guys great. They didn't taught you guys good. So you let a group of a few dominate you. That's what you're telling me. You let them pull the 300 on you. You let them become the Spartans directly on your whole crew. That's crazy. That is diabolical. That is diabolical. Brad said, we was this, we was that, we invented this, we was the true Indian, we was the true people. Man, you sound real mad. What Brad, what are you the truth of anyway? The truth of lies? The truth of depravity? The truth of paganism? The truth of going after children? Because that's documented. That last one, that last one got to hit somewhere because that's documented, especially with your people and your men in your community. Because the FBI came out with those stats, and guess what? Those are your people. So I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to hit those stats because I know the stats that you're going to potentially bring up. You might bring up murder rates. You might bring up some drugs, right? You might bring those up. That's cool, no problem. I can hold those L's, but with the overwhelming 90 plus percentage, I'm talking about like the high percentile, like the 98, 99% of those stats say you're all on the boards. You're the MVP. Your jersey is hanging in the rafters since the beginning of time to the end of time. Because nobody's going to be able to defeat or beat you with the amount of killings and everything else that you have ever done on the face of this planet. Matter of fact, I would like to say that y'all the only group of people that like to put things into extinction. Only group of people for whatever reason. Oh, look at that. Brad said he's telling the truth. Oh, that's very interesting. How do you know what the truth is when a government has been lying to you for the longest time possible, dummy? Like this is I just hold on. Let me just highlight Brad real quick. I just want people to see Brad here, right? This is Brad, right? And Brad believes that he is high and mighty at this moment in time, right? And the craziest part directly about Brad is the fact that his own government is basically enslaving him at this moment in time. But because certain people are in office or he voted for certain people, he thinks that he's actually winning. It's the craziest thing. It's the exact same thing I tried to warn them about during the pandemic. And I stated how that was just a simple test trial. I also listed the fact that during the 2000s, hey, your same people that you voted for, your government, the people who are reflective of you, were selling you out and selling your jobs. But yet here you are being stupid, like the good little boy that you are, being completely stupid, being completely ignorant, and not understanding how it is that you're being sold out. Not even understanding. And the only thing that I can do is just pity you and laugh at your ignorance. While your own people sell you out. I already know what it is that black people got to go through in America. I'm cool with that. That's fine. That's historical. It is what it is. We're going to be here from the beginning all the way to the end. You, on the other hand, I don't know what to tell you. Because it wasn't that long ago that the Black Plague almost wiped y'all out from existence. Imagine that. Imagine that. You guys are supposed to be the brightest and the smartest, no scientific geniuses directly out here. And the Black Plague almost wiped you out. How? How? I've asked that question before and you couldn't even answer that. You want to list all of these things, talking about primates, talking about this, talking about that. That's cool. That's great. Awesome. That's cool. I will sit up there and tell you this. When it comes with dealing with electricity, your hair, that's the only time that your hair is actually defying gravity, right? Naturally, when it deals with me, my hair is reaching towards the sun. So again, there's a case in point difference with how it is that we actually are. Last time I checked, going back to the Bible, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, right? Didn't it say that Jesus has skin of bronze, hair of wool? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now tell me who out here in European culture actually naturally has that hair of wool. Brad, do you have hair of wool? Do you have bronze skin without actually using a bronzer or looking orange like a Cheeto? Do you actually have that naturally? I'm pretty sure that you don't. I'm pretty sure, Brad, that you don't. Brad, whatever your truth is that you feel is your truth, buddy. I don't have to debate you on that. What I can sit up there and debate and tell you is how the government is completely screwing you over. Oh, you said you can have Jesus? Okay, so that would then entail mean that you are a pagan then, because you believe in nothing. You're more than likely an atheist, correct? Because that's what most of you guys came directly from, right? Because if we're going to look up religion and how old it is, it's not going to come from Europe. We're not going to play those games because Europe is not even that old. Not even that old. And then we can also go back to the fact of the oldest bones that were found. It wasn't you, Brad. It wasn't you. It wasn't even one of your many of women's that are European. Wasn't that either? And this was coming from your scientist. You're a scientist. Like, it's crazy, man. It's completely diabolical. Your government, your people that look reflective of you, Bradley, are burning you out of house and home. Shout out to what's going on in California. Shout out to Maui. They're literally burning people out with chemical warfare. Shout out to East Palestine, Ohio. They're building up smart cities to basically entrap and ensnare you, you stupid slave. And you come here because you think that you have a little bit something over Black Americans. You think you just got a little bit, just enough to just make yourself that much more better. But yet you're still a slave. It's crazy. You throw all of these things at Black Americans, but you won't say anything when it deals with your own people and your own government destroying you. You do understand that your own government is actually castrating you at this moment in time, right? By the stuff that they put directly in food, trying to control, quote unquote, the birth rates directly out here, trying to work on depopulation. Correct? Bradley, I'm pretty sure that you remember the not the Rosetta Stone, the Georgia Stone, where it said that there was supposed to be no more, no less than 500 million people on the planet, right? But yet we got what about like a good 8 billion people on this planet? How would you think that would take place, Bradley? How do you think that would take place? It will be by way of your own government working against you, not caring about you or your interests, but they want to make sure to have you think that you are the best of the best. They're going to have you stupefied 100%, Bradley. And you're still stupefied, being as idiotic and stupid as you can be, showing it off, just like the rest of your people will be doing for the next, 4 years? Oh boy, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you guys to show that real high IQ. You guys are going to be patrolling the streets, being the proud boys that you are, right? And it's ironic that you would call yourselves Proud Boys because they actually have a website, and that is not what it's about. It is Skittles Nation. Let me tell you, woo, they out there. They are out there. Bunch of grown men calling themselves that. Woo, you walking the streets thinking that you terrifying somebody. That's crazy. You might as well put back on them sheets. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me see. What is up, Miss Anderson? What is going on? I gotta come up with another name for you. It's either Lala or the scientist. It's gonna be something. The chemist, something in there. I'm still cooking. I'm still working. Give me a second. I'm gonna come up with that name. Let me see. Let's see. Bradley said yes. They do it to whites and blacks. They want us. Hold on, let me go back to scrolling. He was like, what is that? They want us replaced by Indians. That includes you. Blacks are too dumb and whites are too smart. Hold on. So so what's the smart angle of other white people depopulating and minimizing the white population? What's the smart goal for that one? Because these are people that you voted for. This is your government, Bradley. Explain to me why they would want to harm their own people. Because you can't say that it's black people doing it, because it's not. Remember, we're not smart, right? Mud huts, spears, all of those things, right? We don't know how to use smartphones, right? We don't even know how to use computers, right? So, how and why would somebody reflective of you want to do harm to themselves? Explain it to me, Bradley. Take your time. Take your time, Bradley. Let me know. Because I've been baffled by that for the longest time possible. Or are you saying, Bradley, that you're fine with people of your ethnicity being casualties of warfare? You said whites can control all the huge areas with little manpower, like what we did with Africa for hundreds of years. You know, the funny thing about that is all of the control that you guys have, but yet you can't seemingly fix your birth rate or your population. It's to the point where I had to literally report on the fact that white guys in the news had to tell you guys to go out there and start making more babies. That's how you know it's a dire situation. You're in the same situation just like Japan and Korea. It's looking real bad. And why is that, Bradley? What really has all of that control and everything in a sense gotten you? Because realistically, if you're looking at how melanated the planet is, pretty much you guys are going to be the ones that's going to go extinct. And yes, you're right. There may be a few of you out there that will be left. You are correct. But again, the numbers have it. And also, so does the sun. And also, so does nature, because nature does not like y'all at all. I'm just gonna be honest. Just gonna be honest. Also, I will sit up there and put it this way. The Africans, in a sense, actually allowed you guys to control power because realistically, they have the numbers. Even if that meant that some millions had to be sacrificed in order to, block whatever armaments you guys were firing, they got the numbers. They know the land way better than you ever could. They speak languages that still to this day you can't even decipher. So yeah. I'll put it to you like this, right? Right, Bradley, you're supposed to be the smartest directly out here, right? How is it possible that you guys lost the Vietnam War? Explain that to me. Take your time. Take your time. I'll wait. I'll wait. Just let me just repeat that again. How is it possible that you guys lost the Vietnam War? Because you said that you guys are able to conquer with just a few white guys, right? So how did you guys lose the Vietnam War? How did you get your asses beat so badly that they sent you right back home packing and you never tried it ever again? Even at the moment in time of how we got all of these militaristic armaments and these planes, why have you guys never tried to go back to Vietnam and get your lick back? I'm just saying. Because y'all got beat. When I mean beat, y'all got beat to sleep. Like I saw diagrams on how the Vietnamese had underground tunnels and how they would have snakes. They would have all different types of stakes getting y'all like vampires. They would also flood. Y'all would try to throw a grenade. And because of the way that they snaked and made a lot of those tunnels, that grenade will fall right back and you're gone. Or you guys would try to come through with poison gas, right? Poison gas. You would try to smoke them out and they would just fill it with water. Everything that y'all had an action for, they had a counter. But you know something, Bradley, that you guys didn't have a counter for was your own people. Shout out to Agent Orange, because Agent Orange was cooking, and it wasn't cooking the Vietnamese. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's crazy. It's diabolical. Yet again, the American government performed an experiment while you were there, while your people were there, and y'all just sat back and allowed that to happen. But you know what y'all did have the energy for? Y'all were mad at Muhammad Ali because he said that war wasn't worth it. He said that war wasn't necessary. He said that black people should stay out of it. And you know what y'all did? Y'all put him in jail because he was right, because he was speaking too much facts and truths. And now that all the history has been laid out and we can clearly see what it was, he was 1,000% right. Your own government, again, of what you voted for, that looks just like you, that's supposed to care about you, threw you away just like they did on 9/11. You know, the funny thing, you said that blacks never conquered any, country or whatnot or whatever. The funniest thing is that Africa has been itself before y'all even found or even knew what Africa was, right? Africa was just that. Well, technically, Kemet, right? Because, you know, whenever people happen to quote unquote conquer a land, they name it after themselves. So, the many different nations that are on what was considered the dark continent, Kemet, right? It was just that they would have, their wars, their rivalries, all this other type of stuff, right? That's the normal thing that would happen in most countries, land grabs, all this other type of stuff, territories, yada, yada, yada. The only difference that came in and the reason why you were successful, number one, whenever you happen to show African kids somebody that's European, they're shocked because of how white your skin is. They immediately think that you're a ghost. They think that you don't even exist, right? Number one, because everybody there is normally melanated. Number two, because you were so odd and strange and you didn't look like who it is that they normally war with, it allowed an open door for you to, in a sense, do what it is that you were able to do because of the mistrust, because of the wow factor. If you looked like anybody else on that continent, you would have been slayed a while ago. You wouldn't even be here to tell this tale because whoever your ancestors are, they wouldn't even have been alive to even conceive your grandparents. And that's just the fact. So realistically, you got everything by luck, by shock value. That's all it is. That's all it is. And realistically, let's say if aliens ever come, aliens ever show up, it's going to be the same rinse, wash, and repeat. Y'all going to do the exact same thing that you guys have always done. You're going to backstab. You're going to poison. You're going to give smallpox. Whatever it is that you guys can do to win, that's what you're going to do because that's the only way that you can ever do it. You don't know how to actually do anything on an even playing field, right? Because in order for you to have gotten North America, you had to deliver smallpox. And the funniest thing is, that's the exact same thing that you guys did to Africa. Right? Because I forget that people don't remember how we had, the whole AIDS, HIV thing going on in Africa, just all of a sudden, right? Because if you let's think back to like the 1800s, 17, 15, 14, 13, think back to all of those times where Europeans were coming in and out of Africa and none of them were catching nothing, right? But then for some odd reason, out of nowhere, just out of the thin blue sky, this one thing just basically hit Africa and it just took hold. And then once that took hold, then many other viruses started taking hold as well too. And then in comes where we are now, and you got Bill and Melinda Gates directly over there, and they're performing their experiments with, different types of vials, giving it directly to the African people. Magically, that's akin to what white people did directly in America when they told Black Americans that they had bad blood. And you guys wanted to sit up there and give us syphilis, right? That's the only way that y'all know how to win. You can't win no other way else. You can't. You can't compete, actually. You have to go by a whole different means and methods. And even to the point, even if it means you have to sacrifice your own family, even if it means you have to sacrifice a part of your community to win, that is what you're willing to do. That's what actual devils do, realistically. That's what demons do. They want to win by any means necessary, even if they got to sacrifice their kids, like the pagans that you are. Shout out to Moloch and Baal, your gods, your pagans that you worshipped and actually, realistically, in reality, sacrificed your kids to because you thought that you were going to receive or get some type of good favor. And you have to always note that whenever you sacrifice to a demon, you will be made to pay that toll. in a variety of different ways of which you don't even know or understand. Because again, you're messing with things that you have no full understanding of. You're starting to see it a little bit, but it's not really there yet, Brad. It's not really there yet, but it will be. So, like I always tell you guys on this channel, whenever you guys happen to come through here, y'all want to, say all of this type of nonsense, Brad. It's completely cool. Clap it up. Have your fun. Have your giggles. But always note that the main fear that you have is the fact that soon enough you're not going to exist. And with not existing means that nobody's going to remember you. But you feel as though that if you know that that's going to happen, the best way to deal with the situation is to try to affect and get rid of everybody. Because if you're not going to be here, then nobody deserves to be here. That's not how this planet works. That's not how life works. You don't have an actual understanding of life because you're void of it. Realistically, you don't even have a soul. You're an empty vessel. This is why you have so much envy and jealousy when it deals with black people. This is why you have the history that you have at this moment in time. And this is why you're coming to me, your God, and you're barking, you're screaming, you're shouting, and you're yelling in my comment section, telling me I'm important. Look at me. Don't pay attention to nobody else. Let me say something to sit up there and get your attention. Look at me, like the spoiled child that you are, because your father abandoned you. Your father figured that you weren't worth it. And here you are at my doorstep looking for a replacement. That's realistically how weak you are. Because you don't see me coming to you looking for attention. You don't see me darkening the doorstep of whatever social media that you're directly on, whatever, content that you decide to put out there. You're coming directly to me because you realize who it is that I am, and you seek my attention. You seek my validation. You seek my approval. There's levels, Bradley. There's levels for reasons. And the only way that you could ever actually match me and defeat me would be by poisoning me, would by dropping a vial of something. That's it. Any other way, you don't got nothing. You don't got nothing. You did all of this controlling, all of this ruling around the world. And then you have the little bit of black Americans out here who everybody else is trying to be like and copy. They're not trying to be like your dry ass. They're trying to be like me. They're trying to be like other people in this comment section. And that's one of the other things that really gets to you. You mentally got people in this type of slavery where they want to be white, but even though they want to be white, they still internally want to be black. And even if they still internally want to be white, they want to reflectively on the outside appear to be black as well, because it's cool. It's no matter what everybody wants to sit up there and say, a lot of people want to be black because we make everything hot. We make everything cool. There's not a thing out here that you can just do to make something popular, to just make it jump off and make everybody want to do it around the world. Nothing that you can sit up there and do. Nothing at all. Nothing. And that's why you still are here and you bother us, because we have something that you don't. And that's something that God gave us initially, internally. It's something that is inherent throughout the universe. This is part of the reason that you actually can't fully get rid of us. Because if you were, let's say, to get rid of us, our supposed energy and everything is really going to go to shit and break down. And you're not going to know what to do. And you're not going to be able to fix it no matter what technology that you have. Even if Elon sends you to Mars, it's still not going to fix the problem. Still not going to fix the problem. and you know it. You do everything in the world to try to escape what it is that you know inherently you're capable of and that you're going to do. You're going to try to live in citadels around the earth. You're going to try to colonize the moon and be directly on there. You're going to try to go directly to Mars. You want to try to be interstellar because you're trying to escape what is directly in your DNA, which is chaos, which is destruction, which is the pale horse. That's it. You can't escape what you are. You can't. And you can't change it either. It is what it is. It is by design. Anyways, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing directly out here? Everybody doing good? Everybody doing great? You know, we got Miss Anderson was like, I'm glad I didn't miss this one. Hack said he's doing great. We got Officer Haku up there playing Dynasty Warriors at the moment. We got Dog in the building. What is up? What is up? What is up? Said better than Brad. That's cold blooded. That's cold blooded. Like I said, I like having conversations. You know, I can't really get angry. I can't really get frustrated like I used to. If Brad would have caught me back in the earlier days, oh yeah, it would have been all types of rage, all types of everything, hollering and yelling. Gail has been there. She has seen this. She has witnessed this first. Gail's been there. Like, you know, but it's a different calm. It's a whole different calm. Like I said, still has a point. Still gonna be something there. Still gonna have some energy. But it's just gonna be vastly different. You know? And you know, like I tried to tell people before, I try to live by example. So, you know, instead of getting emotional, just focus. You know, be like a scalpel during surgery. Just focus in on the part that you're trying to get rid of. That's it. You know, you don't gotta exert no more, no less. You don't gotta be a bodybuilder to, you know, be a surgeon with a scalpel. You don't even gotta do it. You know, it's beautiful out here. 1,000%. But like I said, you know what? Shout out to Bradley. Because, you know, like I told y'all before, in the comment that y'all can see highlighted on the screen, the people that I highlight on the screen, you know, they don't happen to come back. Bradley stood there. He was in the heat. He was directly in the kitchen. He was like, you know what? I'm going to be here. We want to sit up there and be having this conversation. I respect that. That man didn't run. He was there for some time. Now, the other people that I've responded to in these comment sections, y'all some bitches. Let me tell you. let me tell you. Let me tell you. But shout out to everybody here. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank y'all for being here. What we got, like 53 people in here? That is a shocker. That is, again, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to figure out this algorithm here because some days I might get like 60 y'all here. Other days I might get like 259 billion or something like that. So I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still trying to play some level games, you know, directly with that, so I can hopefully, you know, get a lot of information, you know, directly out there. Oh man, oh we got Brother Allen out here. What is that? What's all this man said? Brad is a registered level 4 offender. Oh man, brother. I mean, FBI stats don't lie. FBI stats don't lie. You know, just saying. Gail said, appreciate the live, Seji and chat. Much love. All right, Gail. Yeah, we need you here more days, ma'am, because you've been just like missing in action for no reason. I've been seeing like Mo appear out of nowhere, even Tiffy. And she's normally late. Like today, she is horribly late. I don't know what that girl's doing. She is just like sitting somewhere, probably playing The Sims. And I think Miss Anderson is probably at work right now, you know, doing her scientific duties, working in the chem lab at this moment. What we got? Invictus said, don't be mad at us, Brad. Nature doesn't like you. You got bombs and guns and weapons of mass destruction. Matter of fact, speaking of those weapons of mass destruction, they still never found those. Just saying, shout out to Bradley. Your people never found those weapons of mass destruction, though. You know, just got to list it. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Diabolical. What was Star Child said this was epic. Hey, I'm glad y'all were able to enjoy it. You know, glad y'all were able to enjoy it. That was all off the top of the dome. Let me tell you, off the top, freehand. We don't got no writtens out here. We don't got no writtens. We don't got no writers. Let me tell you. Sharif said, Brad in the bathtub with a barrel of. Oh man. Oh, crying like why? Oh man. Star Child said, I'll catch you when I can. I got you, I got you, I got you. Miss Anderson said Seji took him to the library and beat him with the books. Oh man. It's diabolical work, let me tell you. Everybody needs a little bit of knowledge. A little bit of knowledge. But some knowledge ain't in books. It's just in the being. It's in the soul. It's right there. It's right there. But I ain't gonna keep y'all for much longer. I'm gonna let y'all get on about y'all day, and I'm probably gonna go cook the salmon downstairs that I didn't have thought out probably for a few hours now. How long did I leave that thrown on that water? Ooh, probably about like 3 to 4 hours. So yeah, I gotta get that one. Dog said Brad gone OD after that roast fest. Yeah, either that or somebody probably got him. It's either one or the two. Either one or the two. I don't know which one. I don't want to think that Brad was a quitter. He was here for a minute. But, you know, it be happening like that. Miss Anderson up there rolling. Oh, man. Brandon V. World says Seji hit Brad with the super combo finisher. KO. Continue. 10. 9. Brief said, I'll be locked in for the next one. Top 5 channel right here. Much love, much appreciation. Like I said, you know, if I can happen to provide y'all some type of entertainment information right there, I know I'm doing my job. You know, that's the main thing that matters. And hopefully, you know, if you guys want to replay any of those live streams, you will be, you know, able to do so. It'll help you, you know, possibly get through, you know, a slog of a work day. I'm here. You know, maybe at a certain point in time, I might start doing those 8-hour live streams. I'm not sure what I would talk about because I haven't done that in a while. But you know, we will figure it out as it goes. King of All said the truth hurts. I remember that song too. Miss Anderson said Brad didn't know you had time today. Oh yeah, I always got time. We always here. We are about that life. We will easily take commercial breaks for a certain duration, and we will be going in. We will 100% do that. We will be there. Like I said, some of y'all about that life too, because I didn't seen some of the comments y'all were leaving directly to Brad. Brad need to back up. Realistically, I don't think Brad even expected anybody to start like rising up and start saying stuff. It was looking like the 300 in here. It was looking pretty tough for him, getting hit from all sides. Couldn't defend. Let me tell you, that man needs more practice. Man, I gotta get Gundam Battle Assault 2 back. I gotta get that game one of these days. Brandon V. World said, oh, listen to Sam Smith. Oh, that's cold blooded. That's cold blooded. Shree said, facts. Dog up there rolling. Miss Anderson said he at home punching the walls. Oh, yeah. That drywall is gone. Let me tell you. Wilson said, take everything, leave nothing. Yeah. Shout out to Denzel. I'm going to leave out here with something. I'm from around the way. Yo, Denzel is hilarious, man. Let me tell you. That man is hilarious. But that's the end of the stream, guys. We are slowly dwindling. Hey, Brother Allen, much love, respect, and appreciation for the $5 dono directed to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And let me tell you, that man is always rolling up there with a dono. Let me tell you, I wish I had like a leaderboard or something. I gotta make one of those. I'm going to do it at a point in time. Just start having like the leaderboards directly up there. I gotta do that. Like I said, like because some of y'all be just like pulling through, just like donating. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I don't got nothing to sit up there and like really highlight. You know, y'all doing this. I be feeling bad. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. But like I said, love you guys a lot. I would not, you know, be able to do what it is that I do without the support and the love directly from you guys. I value you guys a lot. And I thank you guys always for being here. Even if it might end up being like a good 15 to a 10 of us here, in a live stream. Hey, it is what it is. We're gonna make do what it is, and have that live stream. Maybe it might be just like 15 to 20 minutes, but what was that? Yo, Mahoko, what is up? What's up? Said 2025 brought out Seiji streaming again. Did you just say Gundam Battle Assault? Game fun? Yeah. Yo, Gundam Battle Assault. That was my game. I had Gundam Battle Assault and Gundam Battle Assault 2. That my favorite Gundam was GP. My main was GP and Sandrock. And Heavy Arms was third, but it was mainly Sandrock and GP. So yeah, you need more practice. That's that classic right there. People don't know about that. Hack said, Seiji, he's at home beating his wife or his sister. Oh, that's diabolical. Star said, actually, the 300 were black. They just paint them as them folks. They have stolen everything. I believe it. Miss Anderson said, got to replay this one. That's bars. That is straight bars. Thank you. Much love. Wilson said, stay up, bro. Great content. And thank you for keeping us aware. No problem. Bro, Allen said, Brad is full of mayonnaise. Dog said, me too. Mayo Monster. What was it? Hack said, B1 Peace fam. Star Child said, good day, sir. And Victor said, thanks, brother. We need this. And they are told, well, thanks, brother. We need this. And they told our parents anything, but we do research on this channel. Bars. Hey, Brandon V World, what is up, brother? Much love, respect, and appreciation. This brother said, right after this live, I will be selling Brad t-shirts. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be classic. That would be some diabolical work right there. That'll be some diabolical work. Them Brad t-shirts, that'd be crazy. My uncle said, nice. The music is mad good in that game. Oh, yeah. Classic music. I would also tell you to check out that Dynasty Warriors Muso as well. That's another good Gundam game as well for any of the Gundam Mobile Suit fans directly out there. Check those games out. They do got emulators on PC, different things of that nature. Check it out. We are gamers out here. Gamers unite. But yep, I'm about to get up out here. Let y'all, go spend time with your families. Get your feng shui together. Get some food, do some Uber Eats or something. I don't know what y'all doing, but yeah, we out here. So I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Peace out.